Hello, everyone! The second part of episode 72 is about to come out pretty soon, and one of the indications for this is the freshest leak that Boom himself has presented to us in his most recent Instagram post. And I'm not gonna lie, what I saw in here kind of caught me off guard. And later in this video, I will tell you what exactly got me surprised. So today, I am going to not only describe you all the leaks that we've got for the upcoming episode at the moment, but I'll also tell you exactly whether these leaks contain fake or real information and what Boom's intentions truly are. And moreover, at the end of this video, I'll tell you what exactly is going to happen in the second part of episode 72. Get your tea and snacks ready and prepare to watch this video to the end, because it will be really interesting. Let's go. So before we will dive into the new leak, let me share my piece of insight knowledge with you guys as an analyst that was familiar with Boom's pre-episode strategic moves for a long time already. The main indicator of the episode's quick release is the publishing of the leak in Boom's official SKIBIDI toilet online store. And before that, he usually posts one or two leaks either in his Instagram or Discord server. And this is exactly what starts happening, so we already got the first leak for the upcoming episode. And it is really possible that before the actual release we'll also get one or two more leaks. But what's also important to say is that Boom plays pretty unpredictable at times, so he may actually break his tradition for once and drop the episode a few days after this only leak. Especially considering the fact that the first part PF episode 72 has been released 8 days ago already, which is a pretty long amount of time. And if you guys remember, I told you earlier that Boom is supposed to release the second part of episode 72 quicker than usual, because the episode was divided into two halves at the very last moment, and it was initially planned to release as a whole. But nevertheless, I'm still sticking to an idea that we'll get something else before that happens. And plus, I know that my fellow SKIBIDI creator named Databayo contacted Boom personally and got an approximate information from him that the second part of episode 72 may come out really soon, either in the last days of March or in early April. So now let's take a look at the leak that Boom posted on his Instagram page, and one pretty significant question raises to the surface immediately. Is this leak really true and shows us what's going to happen in the actual episode? Or it was a troll move from Boom to fool us around so that we'd be totally surprised when the episode comes out? I'll answer to that question at the end of this video because I'm always saving the juiciest part for later. So watch this video to the end not to miss anything. And before we will get to the leak, don't forget to give this video a like and subscribe to my channel, as I really want to achieve my goal in having 500,000 subscribers by the end of the next month. Okay, if you subscribe now, let's move on. So in the leak from Boom's Instagram, we can see a pretty memorable picture. We can see the Astro toilet, who kind of looks like the big Astro Boy G-Man gets to beef with at the end of the previous episode, but then a few questions rise to the surface immediately. If that's the same guy, then why is he so freaking short? Because at the end of the first part of episode 72, it was obvious to us that he was just huge and maybe even bigger than G-Man himself, although both of them are undeniable giants. And what happened to his core body? In the previous episode, and in the secret leak, we clearly saw that he got upgraded somehow, and now his body is glowing in orange sparks. But in the leak, his hull seems to be really dim and dull. And some of you may say something like, well, this leak was pretty trollish, we guess, so that's why Boom didn't really put lots of efforts into creating this and messed up with the characters' sizes a little bit. But you guys don't know Boom as I do, so what I am sure of is that this guy doesn't really do the majority of things completely out of blue. So I've got a pretty unusual theory about this Astro guy, so sit comfortably and try not to get too confused now. Do you guys remember the UFO toilet who appeared multiple times in the series in episodes 53, 55, and of course 60, where he was observing his buddy grabbing the pretty much flabbergasted G-Man by his head? And why did I say, of course, you can ask me? Well, because this whole hilarious leak simply reinterprets the events of the 60th episode, where a bunch of rebellious Astro toilets made an attempt of unaliving G-Man, not knowing that it was not a real one, but simply one of his G-clones serving as a decoy specifically. And that is also the exact same Astro toilet we saw secretly communicating with the Astro Big Boy in the first secret scene added by Boom, in the compilation of all episodes for season 23. And it was the first scene where we saw the UFO toilet and the Astro Big Boy in the same place together, and where we were shown that they are actually different characters. because lots of people speculated before that the guy from episode 60 and from the end of the first part of episode 70 is actually the same Astro Toilet due to the fact that they have the same faces. But now, as we know that those two guys are different, we have also got some new information to think on. What if the fraction of Astro Toilets uses sort of the same assets for their soldiers? And what if this big Astro Toilet may be the leader of the whole fraction, whose face is the prototype for the lesser Astro Toilets like this UFO guy? And that would explain how the UFO toilet has the same face. And now let's get back to the leak to get closer to my theory. So what if this Astro Toilet from the leak is so small because it's not actually the original Astro Toilet, but his little minion he contacted in the first secret scene? And the point of their communication could be G-Man exactly, and how it would be the special role of this small UFO toilet to jump on him somewhere from the side and catch him off guard while the main Astro Toilet would finish the job. And the fact that he has different core model in the leak could be explained with the idea that he would get some further upgrades. So basically, Boom took this exact scene with the same facial expressions on G-Man's face and put it into his new leak for the upcoming episode, which is actually pretty funny because if we'll even let the thought slip through about how the Astro from the leak may actually be this exact toilet, but an upgraded one, then it would mean that this time the UFO toilet from the leak had to play two roles at once, his own and the Astro detainer's, so that in the leak he has not only his initial round rotating ring-like body, but also 3 claws that appear to grow out of nowhere from his core. And one of these claws he uses to grab G-Man by his head. But there's also another thing about the connection between this new leak and episode 60. As you guys remember in episode 60, the G-Decoy was saved by SKIBIDI Scientist at the very last moment, right after he was grabbed by this Astro detainer and was almost drilled through his brain. So now, as SKIBIDI Scientist is actually gone, there may be some concern from my side about the original G-Man's well-being, because who would save him when SKIBIDI Scientist is no more? Well, in my opinion, there is a pretty vast number of possibilities starting from the second mysterious cargo that was dropped near Astro Toilet at the end of the previous episode, and finishing with the trio of Titans that could interrupt the fight at any moment, although Boom said that we'll see them by episode 73, but who knows for sure. Or maybe the goal of this Astro Toilet will be not to send G-Man to another world, but to do something more intricate to him. And in any case, it won't be a good option for G-Man, considering how he is a traitor in the eyes of Astro Toilet's fraction, and should be punished for his previous sins. But now it's time to answer an even more significant question. Is this a troll leak predicting the G-Man's fail? Or another attempt by Boom to trick us into thinking this way? Well, if you watched my video, where I was predicting what is going to happen in the next episode of SKIBIDI Toilets, then you would remember how I said that G-Man must have a few key cards up his sleeve, and this is why he smiled so menacingly at the very end of the first part of episode 72, which still doesn't cancel the idea that Astro Toilet could have had some secret behind him all that time as well, so I'd say we're about to witness the collision of at least 2 masterminds. But the idea of G-Man losing completely, though? First thing first, I would be really surprised to know that Boom was ready to spoil the main event of the next episode basically so easily through just one leak, especially that unserious. And second thing is, I think that there are too many elephants in the room where me and you guys, G-Man and Astro Toilet, are sitting right now to support such a straightforward idea. And if you want to know more about all the secrets that should be unfolded in the second part of episode 72 following its first part, then you can watch this video where I talk about all of this with more details, so I wouldn't repeat myself too often. And by the way, as we started speaking about troll leaks now, let me present to you all my favorite troll animations so far, which I would just love to see coming true. I mean, isn't it considered to be a heated fight between 2 Giga Chads in some way? Let me know what you all guys think about this, because in my humble opinion, this animation by Speederund was simply hilarious. And that was all for today. Write in the comments below about how excited you are to see the next episode, and be sure to subscribe to my channel not to miss my new videos, and also to my Discord where you can contact me directly and get lots of info for my subscribers only. And that was me, ISO Toilet. See ya!